Hello guys, Oscar Hotel 8 Sierra Tango November here from Survival Tech Nord. The snow's finally melted enough and the temperature's risen above freezing that I can get outside and do some antenna testing. So today I'm going to show you a horizontal dipole configuration for the Super Antenna MP1C. We're going to show you the very first PSK31 QSO with this antenna configuration, which is not very exciting to watch on video, but we'll also show you some other images and things of the configuration and how it's done. So stick with me and let's get started.
You are listening to the Emergency Broadcast Systems. This station broadcasts emergency news and official information on the air for assigned narrative.
So one of the configurations that are possible with the MP1 series of antennas is a horizontal dipole. I'm hoping we'll get some improved performance out of this configuration, while still reaping the benefits of the small breakdown size of the kit. Other than the antenna, we're using a pretty normal setup: 817 Wi-Fi link, Samsung Galaxy Tab active, and the universal mount. Setting up the MP1C in a horizontal dipole configuration isn't that much more difficult than setting it up in vertical. The core of this system is going to be the universal mount. For the first half of the dipole, we're going to take one half of the MP1C with an extension rod and put that into the off-center 3/8 thread on the universal mount. Then we'll do exactly the same on the other side. There's no need to use tools here, guys. Hand tight is good enough. Now we can go ahead and install the telescopic whips to either end of the dipoles, and there's no need to extend them yet because we're going to do a pre-tune on the MP1Cs before we put it up. Now you can take your frequency guide and do a pre-tune. Just a note for you to avoid tuning frustration: the hot side is going to be on frequency according to the frequency guide or near to it. The cold side is going to be slightly shorter than the hot. Now we can attach the horizontal dipole to a non-conductive mount to your tripod or whatever support you're trying to use. The user guide says to use Schedule 80 pipe, but I didn't have that and simply used a broomstick. I also made a small modification to the setup, moving the U-clamp to the end of the universal mount instead of in the middle where it interfered with the cold side of the dipole. Anyway, now you can go ahead and attach your coax cable. Then extend your telescopic whips out carefully because they're delicate. Now you can go ahead and start raising your dipole to height. About 2 meters is enough for now because we still have to do the final tuning. And this is what it looks like. Now I need to tell you, an antenna analyzer is critical in the final tuning process. I've written a blog post on tuning. I'll put a link right here. You can also find it in the description. Now, I was so excited to try out the horizontal dipole that I wasn't really ready to record. I didn't have my head-mounted GoPro and things like that, so this is all done with the mobile phone. Excuse the bad video. So this is the configuration. We've got the horizontal dipole on a tripod sitting on the patio table. I'm using the FT-817, the Samsung Galaxy T365, and Droid PSK with the Wi-Fi link for PSK31. In all honesty, I thought 20 meters was totally dead. It was silent. You can look at the waterfall there. I mean, it was really quiet. But then there was Echo Alpha 3 Delta Uniform India. His station is between 3,400 to 3,600 kilometers from me. And if this dipole has any directivity, it's pointed directly at him. Now, other than some fading or QSB at the beginning of the QSO, the entire exchange was incredibly simple and easy to manage. I think I'll tell you about some of my field notes while we watch the rest of this video. One of the critical points of making this horizontal dipole configuration practical in the field is doing the preparation work. So before you ever deploy this horizontal dipole configuration in the field, it's important to go ahead and map out and create your own frequency guide template so that you don't have to try to tune it up in the field with an antenna analyzer. That just requires too much time and energy. But if you make your own frequency guide template based on this horizontal dipole and do the footwork before you go out in the field, it's an effective solution. Now, again, coming from a guy who normally works with a magnetic loop antenna, I do like this dipole configuration mounted on a tripod. I think this is a practical field station setup, not necessarily MAM portable because of course you have to carry the tripod. I was so impressed with this configuration that I think I'd like to try a similar configuration using two of the Chameleon mill whips and the hybrid micro with an antenna tuner. Again, we're talking about as a field station, not necessarily as a MAM portable configuration. Actually, another point is the directivity of the shortened horizontal dipole antenna. If you have some ideas, practical ideas about how I can measure the directivity of this configuration, please let me know in the comments. I would be really interested to test how directive this configuration really is. Anyway, you can see that we actually exchanged quite a lot of information during this QSO. As I said earlier, we did have some fading or QSB from time to time, but generally speaking, it was a solid connection between both of our stations. I have absolutely zero doubt that if we were using a phone, this contact would not have been possible. Now, this is the first contact with this configuration, but it might become a testament to the mode, PSK31 or other digital modes, and shortened horizontal dipole configuration for field or MAM portable ops. In any event, it's definitely something worth talking about in the comments. Let me know what you think. Love them or hate them, but tell me your opinion about these compromise antennas, or at least the practicality of these compromise antenna configurations. Alright guys, it's almost time to close out this video, but I'll remind you to take a look at survivaltechnology.net and Oscar Hotel 8 Sierra Tango November.org. Also, if you like what I'm doing, if you like the content that I'm creating, consider leaving me a thumbs up and sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. Alright guys, rock and roll. Thanks for watching. Ciao.